If you're in your 40s and you're considering starting a YouTube channel, well, this just might be your sign to get started. Hi everyone, my name is Carolyn and I just started a YouTube channel. After many years of watching other YouTubers and feeling like I wanted to shout back and forth to the screen, I decided it was time for me to make my own channel. Number 1, wisdom. How much more do you understand about yourself and the world than you did when you were 20 or 30? I know that personally, in the last couple years, I have made so much sense out of the nonsensical, and I just have so much that I want to share and offer, especially younger women or men too, who might be vulnerable and are open to this. Your experiences have led you to an understanding and conclusions that you probably weren't able to get to before you had all of this experience. Reason number 2, to connect with other people of your age group. I am now at a filmmaking school, an acting school, and I am surrounded by 20-year-olds. And while that is amazing in some ways, I also kind of forget that there are people who have similar life experiences that I do, that are mothers, that have been married and divorced, that are business owners. There's just a lot of things that I can relate to people of a certain age that I cannot to younger people. And I feel like there are probably viewers out there who feel the same way. Maybe you don't want to listen to someone in their 20s talk to you about narcissistic abuse. Not that I think that age really matters for that, but maybe you want someone who you feel like you can relate to. So your voice might be the voice that other people also need. Reason number 3, for me, it's about healing. The more that I'm able to address the nonsense and abusive stories that have gone on in my past, the more that I am able to heal and just get out all of that bad energy. When it's stuck inside you and it just festers, then it's not helpful. It just keeps you stuck. So by being able to create videos like this for YouTube, I think that it actually helps my soul heal and to feel like I am not alone, that there are other people out there who have experienced similar BS as I have. And I don't know, I just feel like it just makes me feel like I'm a little bit more connected. Another reason to start a YouTube channel, maybe you want to travel. Maybe you don't want to have a 9-to-5. Maybe like me, you've never had a regular 9-to-5. I am a photographer. I have been for the last 15 years. I do freelance. I am also now getting into filmmaking, and I love the idea of creating and being my own boss. So this feels like a whole new avenue and path for me to follow. And I'm very excited to be able to see what I can make of this with some consistency. One of the really great things is that now you don't need to worry about editing. You don't have to worry about having all the best technology and gear. Start with what you have and upgrade from there. So for right now, I'm using my phone. I'm not using a microphone. I have both expensive DSLR cameras and microphones, and yet I want to keep this simple. I don't want to have to worry about doing a ton of editing. I don't want to worry about it becoming so complicated that it prevents me from wanting to sit down and to talk. So I'm just going to keep it simple and go with progress over perfection. Another reason to start this channel is you have a voice. You might be exactly what someone is looking for as a mentor, as an example of how to move on with life, as a confidant, as a friend. I'd like to be known as a caring big sister or a motherly figure, someone who really cares deeply about protecting and creating safety for people. So figure out what your niche is, figure out what it is that you offer, what makes you special, and start creating content around that. Personally, my stories are all going to be centered around a couple topics. mainly coercive control. I have been in, unfortunately, a lot of abusive relationships. I was abused as a child. My brother abused me. And then I was in a neglectful marriage. And then I went to therapy, and my doctor abused me for 7 years. And it was full-on brainwashing. When I realized what had happened, I filed a report. He did admit to everything and has since lost his licenses. So I've learned a lot about coercive control, psychopathy, narcissistic abuse. So I'm going to definitely talk about that and also talk about neurodiversity. I am autistic, and I actually think that's one of the reasons why I kind of attract a lot of abuse. I like to see the good in everyone. I am a very fair and honest person. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. And unfortunately, until I was able to start bringing awareness to the patterns of abuse and how it's all very predictable, honestly, once you start figuring it out, autism, I think, was keeping me stuck in these patterns of familiar relationships. And as a late diagnosed autistic woman, who I'll share that journey as well, going from thinking I was highly sensitive to having ADHD to then realizing, oh no, it's autism and ADHD. Now that I've realized what is happening, I can protect myself better. And I can recognize those red flags before they become complete crises. So I would love to be able to help people understand the signs, understand that it is predictable behavior when there is abuse, whether it is in a friendship situation, even mom groups. Did you know there are mean moms out there? Forget mean girls. There are full-on mean moms, and they are so toxic, and they will infiltrate a group and just spread their poison and their parasitic needs all throughout it. So I've got stories to share about that as well, because I know it seems really sad, but just because people grow up or get older does not mean that they grow up. So there are still children in their 40s and 50s who just never learn these lessons, and they just like to terrorize and traumatize other people. So we'll talk about those things too. So now that I'm in my 40s, I have been through so many experiences, and I just feel like I've got a lot to teach and share and bring awareness to. And so if you are also over 40 and you've been thinking, you know, this might be a fun time to start a channel. Forget my dog, okay? She's a barky little girl, but she means well. So I think that if you wanted to start a channel in your 40s, you absolutely should do it. 1 second. So if you're in your 40s and you're considering starting a YouTube channel, well, this just might be your sign to get started. Let's share all the things about us and about our life experiences that might be able to be helpful for someone else. And who knows, maybe we'll cringe and we'll be embarrassed later on to look back at these videos, but maybe we won't, and maybe we'll help someone. So good luck to you, and I'll keep updating you on my journey. And this is Sachi. Sachi says, good luck to everyone. She was my emotional support pet. She needs way more support than I do, but I'm happy to give it to her. So please comment below, subscribe, let me know. Are you thinking of starting a channel? Is there something that you've really been hoping that you could start exploring, or do you have a lot of ideas that you'd like to share? Let's do this together.